Okay, here's the thing. You know how in Twilight, Bella Swan is written to be not like other girls, and because of the time period, we are very apt to like her because of that fact. The fact that she is not like other girls, the fact that she is so different, that she reads, that she doesn't really care about her makeup or her clothes or how she looks, and how just because of all of that, it doesn't mean that she's not the most beautiful girl ever, and it also doesn't mean that she's not going to get the guy of her dreams. Why are these things sometimes so easy to open, and then other times the most difficult part of my day? I don't get it. That is what you get for putting fiber in your diet. A little bit more healthy and a lot more struggle. I don't know. Anyways, so Bella Swan is written to be like the epitome not like other girls. And this is for a lot of reasons, the largest of those reasons being that Stephenie Meyer is a Mormon. She's a Mormon and she doesn't want Bella Swan to be like other girls because other girls are sinful. And also Stephenie Meyer was raised in she was born in the 60s, she was raised in the 70s. So she genetically is programmed, I would say, by society to hate blonde women and hate women who are a little too feminine, who are a little too into the culture, all of those things, because in the 70s and in the 80s and even now today, brunettes and blondes are so actively like pitted against each other that it's kind of an issue. Issue is the right word. We're gonna go for issue. Anyways, I bring up the fact that Bella Swan is not like other girls and that Stephenie Meyer hates blondes for two reasons, and one of those two reasons is Jessica Stanley, and the other of the two reasons is Stephenie Meyer's absolute hatred for every blonde character that she has ever written, including but not limited to Rosalie Hale. Sure, Rosalie Hale gets exactly what she wants. She gets to kill the men who ruined her life. She gets to, what else? Have the baby of her dreams, the man of her dreams. But what Rosalie really wants is to be human and to have a human family, and she's never gonna get that because after the absolutely awful attack that happened to her by her fiance and all of his friends in the 1920s, Rosalie gets turned into a vampire by Carlisle Cullen. And do we hate Rosalie now? No. Were we kind of supposed to hate Rosalie in 2006 when the books came out and in 2008 when the first movie came out? Yeah, we're not supposed to like Rosalie Hale. We're not supposed to. It's just not possible. And then there's the Jessica Stanley of it all, because Jessica Stanley may not be a beautiful, gorgeous blonde, but you know what? She is exactly like other girls. Exactly like other girls. If there's one character in the entire Twilight Saga who's exactly like other girls, it is in fact Jessica Stanley. And Jessica Stanley gets berated for that nonstop to the point that in the books, Jessica's actually a pretty okay friend, okay? Does she do exactly what Bella Swan needs her to do always? No. But also, yes. But like, when Bella puts Jessica Stanley's life literally in harm's way, we are supposed to hate her for the entire rest of the book series. Bella Swan, I don't know if this is on. Okay. Bella Swan... Did that finish filming? Here's the thing. You know how in Twilight, Bella Swan is written to be not like other girls because of the time period, we are very apt to like her because of that. Okay, that finished filming. The YouTube finished, the Instagram finished filming. So now we're gonna pop this on. Maybe. Pop it on. You're supposed to... okay. That happened. Okay, so that finished editing, or that finished filming. We'll post it in a minute, and then we'll say the YouTube is also available, okay? I might cut this part out. Anyways, what was I saying? TikTok being banned has messed up my life so much that I forgot I forgot to add hot cocoa powder to a drink that I've been making at least once a day every day for 5 years. Okay. That's I don't know. It tastes okay. Jessica Stanley actively is a good friend to Bella Swan, but she's not the perfect friend to Bella Swan because it's physically impossible to be the perfect friend to Bella Swan. But Stephenie Meyer really wants us to believe that Jessica Stanley is actually not only not the perfect friend to Bella Swan, but kind of the antichrist of her school. Now, actually, Lauren is the antichrist of their school. But in the movies, Jessica and Lauren get paired together. Like, they get merged into one character, so all of Lauren's worst traits become all of Jessica's worst traits. And Lauren had no good traits, so there's that as well. So Jessica just becomes the absolute worst worst version of herself. But here is the thing. The other issue that we have working against Jessica are two things, okay? Two things specifically. One, that every time Jessica Stanley does anything for Bella, Bella assumes that Jessica has ulterior motives. She reads into everything that Jessica's doing. Oh, Jessica is asking if it's okay if she asks Mike to the school dance. And I said that I wasn't going, I said I wasn't going to the school dance, and Jessica just seemed so much happier about that because now she gets to go with Mike. She doesn't really care about me. Oh, Jessica seems so happy that she befriended me on the first day of school because now there are so many more people paying attention to her than normal, and that's really all she wanted. Oh, Jessica's on the phone with me, and she like talked to me for 5 seconds to check that I made it home safely with Edward, but then she really only talked about herself for the rest of the night. So obviously Jessica doesn't care about me at all. All of these things where Bella's assuming what Jessica is doing. Meanwhile, Jessica is actually still actively doing the right thing. She's checking with Bella to ask if she can ask a boy on a date that, like, Bella, she knows had a thing for Bella, and wanted to make sure that Bella didn't have those feelings mutually. When Edward takes Bella home, she checks to make sure that Bella gets home safely. Sure, she talks about herself after, but the first thing that she does is make sure that her friend is safe. And when her friend is safe, then she gets to do the other things. And on top of that, what was the other thing I said? Being excited that her friend wasn't going to the dance, but still being, like, excited about the dance. Wow, terrible, horrible person. Jessica Stanley is a monster. And then the other of the two things is not in the original Midnight Sun, okay? Because someone pointed this out to me on my TikTok. In the original Midnight Sun, the first 170 pages that Stephenie Meyer released in, like, 2009, back when they first got, like, dropped by accident, like someone leaked them and Stephenie Meyer got mad and decided that she would post them herself, but also never finished the book ever until 2020, so that the people who really, really loved it didn't get to like it very much anymore because Stephenie Meyer fixed things and made Edward more sexist. Yeah, in the original 170 pages, Jessica Stanley doesn't think that many bad thoughts about Bella Swan. She doesn't think that many bad thoughts about Bella Swan. That's like, I'm pretty sure that's added post facto. That's added into the, like, 2020 Midnight Sun, where they're trying even harder to make Jessica Stanley seem like the worst person ever. Sure, and also, on top of that, even if, because I might be wrong, I'm now double guessing double thinking, I don't know, everything that I just said about, like, it not being in the original. But even if Jessica Stanley were thinking kind of shitty thoughts about her new friend in her head, out of jealousy, it's her head. No one else is there. She's not saying any of this out loud. We never hear any of the rumors going out. We never hear that Jessica said this to any of her other friends. We never hear that Jessica Stanley talked shit about Bella Swan once. Sure, we see it in the movies, but again, converged with Lauren. But we never see it in the books once. Jessica Stanley does not talk shit. Jessica Stanley didn't even tell everyone, when she really, really could have, that Bella Swan put her life in danger. The only person that she really told was Lauren. And honestly, Bella should have told, Jessica should have told more people. Jessica should have told the school principal. She should have told Bella's dad. She should have told everyone, because there was something so fucked up with Bella. But she kept her lips zipped, okay? And why did she do that? Because Jessica was a real one. Sure, she was a little jealous of her new friend for getting all of this attention, but any 16-year-old girl would be, and that's the biggest thing about Jessica Stanley. She is a 16-year-old girl living in a small town where there are like 394 students in the entire school, and finally she gets a new person and she's like, perfect. New first impression, new friend, ability to, like, start talking to other people in the school for the first time ever, because what excuse do you have by your junior year of high school to talk to the same people that maybe you haven't been friends with since kindergarten? None. Barely any. Basically none. Why? Because it's so hard talking to people anyways, so adding into that you're trying to talk to them about these, like, I don't know, anything other than the homework to make friends with new people and form new groups, that's hard. That's hard. They knew you when you were 12 and awkward as hell, and probably had a phase with unicorns when you were 7, or wanted to be a real-life dog when you were 6. All the bad things, all these kids know. And because all these kids know all the bad things, my friend has decided to watch Traders. Hi, Shy. You have to take what you can get to make the friends otherwise, and that's what Jessica Stanley did, and she was still a good friend to Bella in spite of the fact that Bella did not, I repeat, did not deserve it. And that also adds into the factor of Bella Swan being not like other girls, because boy is Bella Swan not like other girls, because again, she doesn't care about makeup. She doesn't really care about her hair. She makes sure she's clean. She makes sure that she's clothed. She makes sure that her clothes are kind of put together. But does Bella Swan supposedly care about how she looks? No. And does that get her so many rewards in the story? Yes. Does Jessica actively care about how she looks, and does Rosalie actively care about her looks? Yes. And does that actually hurt them often in the storyline sometimes? Yes. Why? Because Stephenie Meyer wants to punish those characters. Okay, thank you. I rest my case. I'm going to go watch an episode of Modern Family and film it now. Because throwing paint at a wall until something sticks. I am relearning every piece of content creation from scratch, guys. From scratch. And it's messing with my head. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, thank you. Love you. I don't know why I keep doing this. I don't know why I keep doing this, but I do. Okay. Bye.